Hello, and welcome to another brief grammar explanation. Today, we're going to be talking about verb patterns. And when we say verb patterns, what we mean are sets of verbs that work together. Specifically in this lesson, we're talking about a verb that is then followed by a verb with ing, or a verb that's followed by an infinitive, and that is just to plus the verb, like these examples show us. Okay, so we have a brief text here from our professor congratulating us on our graduation, and all we have to do to start is select the different kinds of verbs that we find. So we're going to start with verbs with to, this one right here, and those are found in this first paragraph here. Okay, so we've gotten all of our to verbs selected. We've got to give, to be, to celebrate, to eat, to work, to play, or to spend. Now, the question is, we're talking about verb patterns that follow a verb. And so here we've got the verb choose and to work. But why have I selected to play as well? Well, because it's still connected to the verb choose here. Okay, let's take a minute to look at the second paragraph, and we'll talk about verbs with ing. And here are some of the ing words that we have. We have putting, going, sitting, and reading. Now I forgot one. Which one is it? It's the same as what we were talking about earlier with to work and to play. Sometimes you can have two different verbs that follow the first verb. Did you find it? It's right there. Recommend going and recommend getting. So we're going to use this now to look at some of the rules. And you've got these verbs, and if you notice, these verbs are the same ones that come up here. So our first one is avoid, and it's right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at that verb and see what comes after it. Clearly, the ing. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. There are our answers from this activity. Now, I need to point out that we've only given you a selection of verbs here, and there is quite a large list of verbs that follow these rules. After this presentation, I will give you a link that you can follow up with and look at some more rules. But don't spend too much time trying to memorize these. Worry more about listening to them when you read or listen. Listen to them in your mind and remember how they work, and try to practice using them in your writing. If we look here are just some of the verbs that are followed by to plus the infinitive. And here are some of the verbs that are followed by ing. And some of these can be followed by either ing or the infinitive. So don't worry too much about that. Just make sure that you practice and try to use these as much as you can.